Now, as we start heat one of the rumba, the judges will be looking for very strong straightening of the legs, extended ankles, and a very high placement of the toe of the foot on the floor first. They will also be looking for a very clean body action, as is presented here by the Danish #1 couple. It's a very romantic dance, as you can see now. The lady is very passionate in her movements, very soft, but still very fast and strong. Here we have the Danish #2 couple showing very clear footwork and a very soft back action from the lady. You can see the sides of her body working. Here they've just danced a very classical action, which is called a fan, which is the movement of the lady from the man's right-hand side to his left. Changes of shapes here, the dramatic action of the lady in her presentation, presenting a very good classical rumba here. You'll notice the extension of the man's legs here from the Slovenian couple. The placement and the speed of this lady is superb. You'll see the usage of her back, the strengthening of her legs and feet, giving a very good rumba action. The contrast here between the masculine and feminine role is very sensual and very typical of a rumba. That brings us to the end of heat one.
Actually, concerning Cuban rumba, which is one of our most sensuous dances, really, again, the word Cuba just comes to you. So coming from Cuba, it's a heavier dance than the cha-cha or the samba, still very rhythmical, but more sensuous, more sexy, if you want to say that word. But that's our Cuban rumba, coming from Cuba.
The Hungarian couple now leading us into heat two of this rumba. You can see the concentration in the man, the presentation from the lady as she straightens her legs, the good usage of her feet as you see the ankles stretching, and the placement of the ball of the foot there on the floor. The Russian couple here now presenting a very traditional masculine and feminine role, playing together by usage of hands and connection, the stretching of the man's body, showing a very sensual approach. The softness between this couple is superb. The lady creating speed in her rotation. Here we see a nice usage of the frame between the couple, the drama that the lady presents here by using her upper body and her hip action is superb. One of the things you're looking at this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 12 couples in Europe. Strangely enough, the top 12 European couples are also among the top in the world, as these couples are leading this sport at the moment. The Russian couple in front of us now, giving a very clear demonstration of basic actions that can be used in rumba, and a clear presentation here from the Slovenian couple, bringing us to the end of this heat in rumba.
My favorite dance is rumba, because that dance is from the emotions, from the heart. You can show your feelings to the partner. Actually, she's my wife, and
No.
I'm showing everything to her.
And now we are looking forward for the evening, because we know in Denmark it's always a special atmosphere and the audience is very warm, so we are looking forward for the evening rounds, and we hope it will be even better.
Yeah, actually, that's the second time, like in Denmark, is the European Championship. When we danced the first time, the atmosphere and the hall and everything was fantastic. So we expect the same feeling in that evening.
Starting heat one of this Paso Doble, we see the Danish couple here building up an intensity of their emotions towards each other. Now, the characteristics of a Paso Doble are that we will look for a very strong man and a lady that develops the shapes that she is given to dance by the man. At the same time, in a Paso Doble, we have one fixed piece of music, which is called Spanish Gypsy. Now, this music that we use through all Paso Dobles is built in a specific way. This gives the dancers the possibility to be aware of where the changes in the music will occur, and to build this and incorporate it into the choreography. Again, as we see here now, the Danish couples, number 1 and 2 there, hitting the first stop in the music, which we refer to as a highlight. In front of us now, we see the Austrian couple showing very clear changes of shape, and you'll notice how the lady develops the shape and position which she is given by the man. Also in the Paso Doble, we're looking for a calmness in the man's body so that we have the feeling that the man is in total control of this dance and the lady is following his every movement. Here the Hungarian couple showing us a very strong finish there. And here we have heat 2 of the Paso Doble. Now the Lithuanian couple starting very strongly here. You can see them dancing solo actions, challenging each other, which is one of the typical characteristics of this dance. You'll notice in the man's torso as he's dancing through this dance, the feeling that the man never stops stretching. His posture is a little bit different here than the other dances, as he carries his hips very clearly forwards. Now, as you'll see here, the Russian couple using her hands very clearly on the man's body. This gives her the look of being rather submissive in this dance and to not be challenging or be stronger than he is. Again, characteristic of the Paso Doble. There we see the Italian couple hitting their first highlight, the first highlight being the first break in the music. Now, as you can see here, the contrasting actions, very staccato, which is also a very integral part of the Paso Doble. There we saw a classical chassé cape action being danced, where the man gives the illusion of challenging the bull with his cape. You'll see here now as the man comes in, he changes position to end up in what we call a shadow shape, which means that the man or the lady is dancing behind each other. And now we are at the end of heat 2.
We communicate quite well in the normal life, so I think this is important. You have to be nice to each other in normal life, so of course it will be better in the floor then. And also
we try anyway to show the man and women relationship, because it's what we think the Latin American couple they should have. So we try to work, and we like to show this to everyone.
Well, the always goal is to win, of course, but we hope to be in top 3 today. So.
Yes, yes.
And here we have heat 1 starting this final dance in tonight's semi-final. The German couple here dancing very rhythmically and very quickly. You'll notice they are using what we call a swing action, which means that the feet are quite flat and the weight is down into the floor. Now here we see what we call the kicking section. You'll notice the weight is very clearly over the ball of the foot, demonstrated here by this Slovenian couple. This is quite an exciting dance. You must also remember that the couples are now very tired. They will have danced 3 rounds to qualify for this semi-final, which means that they are now dancing their 20th dance today, still hoping to make the final. Now you'll notice here the Russian couple showing very clear footwork, but also that the body, the upper body, is a little bit slightly forwards of the hips. This is to allow them to keep the speed with the legs and feet. The Hungarian couple here showing very quick flicking actions and kicking actions. You'll notice here that the Hungarian lady has actually stepped on a dress and got it stuck in her heel. This, unfortunately, is one of the things that can very often happen and go wrong. But you'll notice the experience of this lady and the quality of her dancing carried her through it. And now we're going into the second heat of the Jive, the last dance in this semi-final. We're waiting to see what the judges' decisions will be on who goes further to the final. The Danish couple here, ranked to be champions this evening. We'll see whether they're good enough to make the final. Very quick actions, very compact bass here, changes in rhythms and speed, exceptional from this couple. One of the characters of dance, as you can see being presented here, is that it's a dance which is danced in the same place, meaning that couples do not progress around the floor. At the same time, we're looking for very compact steps, and the way that the man and the lady hold their arm, as we refer to the connection, should be very short and close to the body. Now, as you look at the couples on the floor in the semi-final, you'll notice that they're changing their positions in relation to each other as much as possible. As judges, what they'll be looking for is the clarity that the couples do this, and also whether they can maintain an emotional connection and give an illusion that they are actually dancing together without looking like 2 people dancing solo choreography. And as you'll notice there, the Russian couple did that very nicely. That brings us to the end of this semi-final and this last dance, Jive.